Welcome to another episode, Change Tomorrow Today. It's always a treat when the gentlemen meet.
Charge.
Today's topic, we're going to be talking about Gen X. My name is Al.
Man, y'all already know my name, baby. I'm Ralph, man. And I got my player partner here with me, man, K, man. You know what I'm saying? K about to come down here and drop some gems on you people, man. K is from a Generation X, man, the generation before you and now, Al, you know what I'm saying? We just missed that generation. And K's time was a totally different time from today's time. But I think your time built character, strength, you know what I'm saying? Perseverance in a lot of different ways, you know what I'm saying? That this new generation may lack. And they may not understand what made you who you are and how you were built and how you think, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a different mind state than what they going through today. Today's more like, you know, it's more like, how do I say, it's more soft, right? But to them it's hard, right? They have it a lot easier than you probably did growing up because they have everything in the palm of their hands, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
The information is there, whatever's necessary, whatever they need, they can just pull it up.
Absolutely.
Whereas you had to go and find it, you know what I'm saying? Put the time in to be able to build yourself up, you know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So Al, man, you know, we're going to kick it with K, man. K, you want to introduce yourself to the people, my brother?
Sure. I'm K. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm age 53, and my career, I work in information technology.
Ooh. Yes, sir.
That's dope, man.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome, man.
Now, let's get down to the nitty gritty, man.
Let's do it.
Before you became 53 and you became into this technology career you was doing, what was it like, man, when you growing up in North Carolina back in them days, man?
Well, the difference to me, like compared to the kids now, discipline, right? Yeah. Discipline. That one word, discipline. My dad is ex-military.
Yeah.
And bro, and what he said went.
Got it.
You know what I mean? It was like no way around it. You know what I mean? And if he spoke, you listen.
Yeah.
If one time he said something one time, that was it. If you strayed from that, you got the business.
So he ain't repeating himself twice.
Never. I never heard my father repeat himself twice. If he did, he was beating you.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's real. That's real.
Okay.
That's how I grew up.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's how I grew up.
That's how you grew up,
Yes,
rough
sir.
and raw, rough and
Yeah,
raw.
rough and
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
so,
sir. Yes,
so
sir.
let me ask you a question. Did you have both parents in the house, or your mom and your dad?
I did. I grew up with my mom and my dad. Spent a lot of time with my grandparents, though. So,
Okay.
So early on, through grade school, I was with my grandparents most of the time.
Okay.
So, you know, raised real old school. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Yes, sir. No, sir.
Manners.
Stayed in church on a regular basis. You know, ate dinner at a certain time. Had to be in bed by a certain time.
Yeah.
Very regimented. You know what I mean? But that's how I grew up.
Okay. So I know the people have this idea about North Carolina or the South. You know, back in them days, it must have had to been kind of racist, right? You had to deal with racism, right? So, like, how was that being a kid, right, and now having to navigate through that kind of
Growing
stuff?
you grew up in the 70s, correct?
Yeah. Well, grade school 70s. You know what I'm saying? So high school would have been 80s.
80s,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
It would have been 80s. Yeah. I mean, as a kid, you know, you really don't understand racism, right? Until it like literally slaps you in the face. I'm gonna tell you guys a quick story, all right? Because you mentioned racism, right? So, I have a pretty large family, right? It's actually 7 of us in total, the siblings. So one year, my dad and my mom, they took us to the beach, North Carolina, right? I think it was Topsail Beach. You know, my dad driving, just kind of like the movies, you know, driving the station wagon, got the family in the car, we rolling, everybody having a good time.
Right.
We had this truckload of white men, like a box truck, but with the flatbed, roll up behind us, right? And kept tailgating, and basically trying to run my dad off the road. You know what I'm saying? Just for no apparent reason. And then one of the gentlemen pulled his penis out in front of my sisters, right? So to me, like, my dad was in a very bad situation. You know, it's one man, one black man. You got 5 or 6 or 7 white guys. Like, what was he going to do with that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he has his wife and a carload of kids.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So as my dad, he's trying to speed up, you know, to get away. Here they come again. You know what I'm saying? My mom, of course, like most women, starts to panic.
Yes, of course.
You know, that kind of stuff. And you know, that's extra pressure on my father.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
of course.
And I don't think at the time he had a pistol. I don't think he carried a pistol with him at the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was probably my first
Introduction.
in your face to racism.
To racism.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
And this was in North Carolina.
Absolutely. North Carolina. Yeah.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
What part of North Carolina did you grow up?
I grew up in Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Oh,
And
Winston-Salem.
then I
Okay.
basically moved to Charlotte, North Carolina. So I've been in Charlotte for like 26 years.
Oh, okay. So your
Yeah.
father was based in North Carolina.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Got
So actually, I was born in New York because my mom, she was in school at the time. So my mom was in New York like 15 years. And then when my dad got out of the military, he moved to New York, and then we left from New York and went to Winston-Salem.
Mm,
Yeah.
Okay.
got it.
Yeah, man. Well, how old were you when you experienced that on the road? How old were you? Like,
I'm going to say I probably was maybe between 8 and 9, maybe.
so that kind of like helped you grow a little bit faster than normal, right? Seeing that.
Yeah. But it made me a certain type of person too. Right?
Okay.
A no nonsense type of person, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you ain't gonna put your penis around. No way.
No.
Yeah.
No, you know what I'm saying? So it made me, I'm not going to say that one experience, but multiple experiences made me super aggressive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like super aggressive. You know what I mean? Like, you know, to the point where, you know, my parents told me I was the only child that they ever really worried about.
Oh,
Oh, you was wild.
I could get wild.
Yeah.
You know what
You
I'm
could get
saying?
wild.
With the right set of buttons are pressed.
Yeah, you gonna get wild.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, get
Absolutely.
wild.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because you seem to have a calm demeanor. So I know it must take a lot to really trigger you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
Yeah,
It does.
I can tell.
It does now.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I grew up in a household where there's a bunch of yelling and screaming all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, and so I told myself once I'm old enough to leave here, anybody raise their voice at me, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take it to their jaw.
It's all that
You know
popping.
what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm gonna take it to their jaw. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
all that
So
popping.
I still have some issues with people raising their voice at me.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So I always try to be very respectful to people. You
Yeah.
know, have a certain
Okay.
tone, a certain demeanor towards people. But yeah.
Yeah.
But let me ask you a question.
Yes,
What
sir.
it was like in high school in the 80s? Just
Fun,
give me
man.
a rundown.
It was
man.
fun, man. It was fun. High school was fun. Let me tell you why high school was so fun, man. To me, I grew up in the greatest time ever, right?
Right.
Breakdancing,
Yeah.
You're right.
the birth of hip hop.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The birth of gangster rap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Brad, it was never another time like that in history. You know what I mean? So I'm thankful for growing up in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? And stuff. So most definitely, man, it was wonderful, man. I mean, just think about it. You coming out of class, you got 5 or 6 people in the middle of the floor dancing,
Yeah.
spinning.
It was like
You
the
know?
movie. It was like the movie, huh?
bro, yeah.
Right,
I'm
right.
telling you, man. Like hip hop, man, was amazing, man.
Yeah.
Growing up, man, I that was my first love was hip hop. You know what I mean? Like I'm saying hip hop, but also b-boy,
Yeah.
b-boy. You know,
Right.
So you was b-boying it.
yeah, boy. You know what I'm saying? I was in a dance group called the B-boys.
Boy, you was
Really?
a,
So what are some of the artists you was listening to in the 80s?
Oh man, growing up, I was a big LL Cool J fan.
Oh, I love Hey,
You know
that
what
was
I'm saying?
dope.
I was a big LL Cool J
yeah.
fan.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much everybody, man. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like Salt and Pepper, LL Cool J, Houdini.
Houdini,
yeah.
MC Shy D, you know what I'm saying? So MC Shy D represented from the South. A lot of people don't know about Shy D, but Shy D really was one of the first artists to come out of Atlanta,
Oh,
right?
okay,
But Shy
okay.
D was originally from New York. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So you know, I just the best part about all of that though is when I was like 14 years old, my parents allowed me to travel to Greensboro, which is probably like 30 minutes from Winston, to go see them live. You know what I'm saying? The hip hop show. You know what I'm saying? I'm 14 years old, get to see all my, legends, perform live. Man.
Yeah.
See stuff like that, and you might it might be a little fight,
Yeah.
but no gunplay.
Yeah.
At that time. You know what I mean? It was rare. It happened, but it was rare. You know what I mean? But growing up in the 80s, man, was great.
So it was all hands in the 80s.
Oh yeah, somebody could put some hands on you.
Yeah, all
they
hands.
They have a gun. They put hands on you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
God, let me ask you this question since
sir.
we're talking about music.
Okay.
What it was like? What was your reaction when you heard Sugar Hill? Sugar Hill. What was that song?
Are you talking about to the hip hop?
Yeah. What's the title of the song? Man, it's right on the tip of my tongue.
Man, Rapper's Delight.
Rapper's Delight.
Rapper's Delight.
Yeah, man. Tell me, man, what it was like.
I remember the first time I heard it, bro. I was leaving my grandparents' house on the way to my parents' house and heard it in the car.
Right.
I thought it was amazing. And
Right.
From that point forward, bro, I
felt you was in love.
Yeah, fell in love, man.
Yeah.
man.
Your mind was just
Just blown.
Blown.
Just blown.
Right.
So your time in high school, right?
Yeah.
At any time while you in high school, were you dealing with anxiety and stuff like that?
Nah, bro, anxiety.
Yeah,
I
anxiety.
didn't know what anxiety was. I probably couldn't spell it.
You was too busy. You was just too busy having fun.
Too
huh?
busy having fun, man. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Too, playing sports, playing the girls.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Things like that, man. We didn't have time for anxiety.
How was
You
it?
know
How
what I'm
was it?
saying?
How was it talking with the girls, man? Back in, because like I said, this time, like the young man said like, from the last couple of episodes,
Yeah.
it's kind of like there's no exchanging numbers really. It's more like
Yeah.
you get your Instagram or
Social
whatever.
media, yeah.
So back in the day, I imagine it would be kind of like how we
Just
had
kinda-
it too.
kinda like you could-
we had
like-
to talk. We
yeah,
had to talk.
yeah,
Get your number.
yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean?
My whole thing, we just call it, I'm gonna go over here and rap to this chick.
Yeah, yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
My rap
Got it.
game.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Got
My
it.
rap game.
Yeah.
And so if I go and pull a girl's number, and then my boys be like, yo, you get the number? I be like, yo, I put rap 13 on the boy. You know what I'm saying?
that.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that,
You know what I'm
man.
saying?
Rap 13. You put rap
I
like that.
You show them the number or whatever, like, oh, you got it.
Yeah.
got it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like
You the
that.
man. Yeah, you the man. Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be.
So you actually had to actually speak.
Yeah. Talk
to
your
the
way
young-
into something.
Talk your way into the young lady. Convince her.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
convince her she needs to be with you.
Yeah, that's what I
Right.
tell people.
There was
all
no
the time,
tricking
man.
activities.
No,
going
no,
on.
no.
Right.
Nah, not at all.
Tricking?
Not at all.
Trick or treat, knock down, trick or treat. Brother.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, man, it was a fun time, man.
Yeah.
It really was. Yeah, it was fun, man. It
So,
was-
so when you thinking about that time that you grew up in and you seen what is going on today, what do you think about today's time?
as far as the kids go,
As far as like not just the kids, but the mentality of the world, man. Like this new generation that's being raised up, right? 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
Okay.
As compared to your time, right?
Okay.
When you was that age.
Okay.
What's the major differences that you see? You say, man, I knew this was gonna come. I knew this would happen because as I was growing up, I seen certain parents doing certain things that they should have been doing, and I knew it was only gonna get worse as time goes along.
Interesting. It's a good question, man. It's a good question. It's a lot too. The difference that I see is the parenting, right? The way that we parent now compared to how we used to parent in the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s.
Right.
You know what I mean? Parents now want to be their child's best friend,
Hey, you're absolutely right about that.
right?
Yes.
And I think that's a bad thing. Right?
I agree. I agree.
Because this is what I told my children growing up. I said, look, I'm going to be that parent that's going to tell you the truth, whether you like it or not. I'm not your friend. I'm your father. And I'm always going to tell you the truth, and I'm always going to set you on the correct path. So at the end of the day, you'll get over it. You know what I mean? And we'll be straight. You know, you can be mad. You can be mad for a year, 2 years, but eventually you'll come back. But I'm going to always tell you the truth, right? I'm going to tell you about the errors in your ways, but I'm also congratulate you and love on you when you're doing things the right way,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So you're not just going to hear from me for me to scold you. You know what I'm saying? You're going to hear from me when you're doing great as well. Look, when my kids were growing up, and still to this day, if they're in a hopscotch tournament, bro,
you there?
I'm there, front and
Yeah,
center.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? It's to where when I grew up, my parents never came to anything. You know what I'm saying? I was a pretty decent athlete, right?
Okay.
And my parents never came to any of my sporting events, ever. Let me tell you why. Because they were working, right?
Yeah.
They were working. So my mom had 2 jobs. My dad, he used to work for the Postal Service and he had a business, right? So that's why we used to be with my grandparents so much, because my parents were working these double shifts, things of that nature, right? So my parents always worked because there were so many of us, right? So they went to get that money and that work ethic and entrepreneurial spirit. We got that from my parents.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's real.
You play sports. You play football, right?
Football,
Oh,
track.
what was your position?
I played fullback. I played fullback. Played a little defensive end, a little middle linebacker.
Yeah, you look like a football player.
Yeah. I ran 100 meters and ran the 4x1 relay.
Okay.
So let me ask you a question. I'm pretty sure you got offers, right? You got some offers to go to school.
Yeah, man, I was dumb, man. I was stupid, man. What I mean by that is I just made some bad decisions. You
So
know
that's what I was going to ask you, man. So
Bad decisions, bro.
what were some of the things that pulled you
Away,
from the positivity, the positive route that you was going into, man?
bro. Trying to climb that 100-foot wall to get in between some legs, bro.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? I don't care what it was. You could be in a tower 100 feet. I don't need no rope.
No ladder. You don't need no ladder.
No
huh?
ladder, no rope, no nothing.
You gonna get up there.
But I'm gonna get up there.
You gonna find a way.
Some kind of way. Whether it's 4 or 5 bus transfers,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Grabbing a ride from somebody, whatever, that's what I'm gonna do. That's one of the things, man. Then another thing too, man, you know what I'm saying? Drinking, you know what I'm saying? Getting high, things like that. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And then, once I learned about the hustle game,
Yeah.
I found out I was great at it.
Church, praise the Lord, huh? Sorry.
Right? so I found out all the bad stuff. I was even better at it than the good stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're going to be more attracted to the bad.
Yeah.
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 I can see what
Right.
you. I
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So yeah.
I can relate.
That's kind of funny, isn't it? Like you don't find that kind of odd and funny that it seems like when we first start off and we're doing the right things, right?
Right.
And we get pulled into the wrong thing,
Right.
right?
Right.
You quickly learn that you're so much greater at doing the wrong thing, right?
Mhm.
Than the good thing that you've been doing all your life.
Right.
Because it's just an instant click.
Yeah.
Like,
You know why though? Because I think sometimes the good may seem like it's taking forever to get to what you're trying to get versus doing the bad.
Hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm.
That's what it seems like. That
I don't know if
sometimes,
that's what it is, but it's just
Yeah.
the brain just clicks, man. And it's like, damn, I'm great at this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And it's like, man, I've been wasting my time. And it's not even about the whatever money's coming in.
Mhm.
It's just the way your mind just aligns with it.
Yeah.
Right.
And it just fits so perfect. It's like, I was born for this role.
Yeah.
So I always say to myself, and I always look in the mirror, I always say, man, yeah, that's the devil, man, boy. He got me, boy. You know? I gotta shake this joke off my shoulder. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, Kay. What was the drug of choice back in your day? Because I know in this day they have
You mean to sell?
No,
or to
No. To use.
To
You know what I'm
use.
saying? To use.
Right.
Personal use. Personal use.
Oh, we just smoke weed. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And every once in a while, you get some cats to do a little bit of speed. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Oh yeah, y'all had speed back then.
Yeah. We had speed back then.
Got it.
So yeah, so typically cats would do they would smoke weed, do speed, and then sometimes you would hear somebody mention something about a hash or either a shroom.
I remember hash and
Yeah,
shrooms.
or shrooms. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But mostly weed.
Mostly,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. To me, I always tell people, man, if you do anything other than weed, and you really doing drugs. I never looked at weed as
Yeah.
drugs, but as I got older, I stayed away from it. But you know what I'm saying? Because it does something to me. But to me, weed is natural.
Yeah.
Everything else,
Yeah.
man,
Especially when in this era, man,
Mhm.
that we in today, man. Oh my God.
pills. You got so many different drugs,
Drugs
man.
out
Oh
here
yeah.
now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's so easily accessible. It's crazy to me,
Yeah.
man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't know how a joker can just sit there and pop Percocet. You know what I'm saying? I remember I had surgery one time and they gave me Percocet. I took one Percocet, man. I said, never again. I'll deal with the pain. Because I just couldn't deal with the fact that I wasn't in control anymore. I was out of there.
Yeah. You was,
Wow.
you was-
You know what I'm saying? I'm
Felt
like,
cloudy.
I don't want
Yeah.
this. That,
Right.
So I don't understand how a person find pleasure in something like it. Like I said, maybe I'm different. I don't know. But I didn't find no pleasure at all in doing that.
Yeah. And I know in your day, the weed was natural versus in today's time. You know, it's all laced up with all different all type. You know, with all types.
It's grown, is that you know what I'm saying?
Synthetics.
It's they making them in labs, you know what I'm
Live
saying?
labs.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not as natural back in the day, you know
Back
what I'm
in the
saying?
days.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that the weed with the highest natural THC content and where it was been distributed from the most was actually in North Carolina and up through the Appalachia, up through some people say Appalachia, some people say Appalachian.
Yeah.
That's where a large majority of weed across the United States was coming from.
Oh.
And the THC content was comparative to the weed coming from Mexico at that time.
See, I didn't know that.
Yes, sir.
But
I just learned something.
you was you was around for a lot of the up and coming things, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You was able to really get your hands in.
Yes, sir.
But I tell you, God is good, ain't it? But I do have another question for you, though. Right? I got a really good question for you, man.
Okay.
Right
All right.
now, I know you've been through some things from a child growing up in the South, obviously, and to making your way to becoming a man, right?
Okay.
Now my thing is, and of course, every now and then we fall off our pivot, right? The positive things that we're doing, sometimes we stray from it,
The journey.
and we find ourselves in on the other side, right?
Okay.
How were you able to find your way back to get away from the wrong things you may have been involved in, to actually come back to do the right things that you're now enjoying the fruits of your labor?
You know what, Rob? It's a great question. But in all honesty, I never left the good, right? I never left the good. You know what I'm saying? I always prayed. And my boys would always kind of clown me about it a little bit, but also praise me at the same time. Because my prayers run so deep, bro. I fall asleep on my knees,
Yeah.
and that's real. And I was doing that as a teenager.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know that there is a God. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And He's blessed me in abundance. So I never really left the good per se.
Yeah.
I knew some of the things I was doing was wrong, and I knew I was taught better. You know what I mean? So it was a choice.
Yeah.
It's just a personal choice I made. You know what I mean? And also, like, if you rolled up on me, you would never know.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't a flashy cat. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
I ain't gonna put no
yeah.
flash
You
back.
know how it go.
Yeah, I ain't gonna do no flash.
Yeah,
Ain't gonna do no
yeah.
flash. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You go down there, you go see me, working a little job.
Yeah,
or whatever,
yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Doing this and doing that, right? So
Yeah.
I was doing the right things, but at the same time, I was doing the
Yeah.
wrong things. So I had a little, so kind of like living in two worlds.
Of course, you got to balance both
gotta
worlds.
balance,
Yeah.
Kind of so. I
Can't be
never
no
really-
fool. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, for sure, man.
For
for
real,
sure.
you got to keep God in it, bro.
Yeah,
you know
you
what I'm
got
saying?
to.
Regardless, even when you're doing wrong, man, you got to keep God in it.
So did you grow up in a home where your mom and your dad, your father, they preached, like they made that priority, church?
My grandparents did.
Okay.
And at the same time, my parents did. But see, this is the funny part, right? My parents never really went to church. I never seen them go to church. Yeah, I never really seen them go to church because they would be tired, man. You know what I'm saying? So when they get a
just
chance to
working.
sleep, fucking they're home sleep.
Yeah.
They may drop us off to church.
Okay.
But I can't really, in all honesty, I can't remember a time walking into a church with my parents, right? I remember walking in with my grandparents. You know what I'm saying? My siblings. But I tell you what they would do. They would get out of their bed to put their clothes on to drop us off.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, so most definitely they pushed it.
Yeah, they pushed it.
Yeah, vacation Bible school.
Bible school, yeah.
Man, I hated that thing, man.
Yeah.
Because I'm out having a good time, just playing ball or whatever. Y'all come in and take a shower. We got to go to vacation Bible school. Oh, man, I hate this. You know
But that
what
was
I'm
like 7 days a week?
saying? Vacation Bible school, I think it lasted like a week. You know what I'm saying? And probably like July or something like that.
Summer, yeah, right. It was all summertime.
Summertime, yeah. It was like 5 days or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's probably 5 to 10 days. You know what I'm saying? I hated it, but we had to go. You know what I'm saying? I had an uncle that actually had a theater. He purchased a movie theater, right? And he would show movies on the weekends for little kids. You know what I'm saying? Because it was in an area where it was underprivileged kids.
Okay. Yeah.
So he would show free movies or movies for like $1. You know what I'm saying? Or your popcorn and your hot dog may be $1.50, $2. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's doing this out of his pocket.
Yeah.
He had this choir. They used to travel around all across the country and sing. So my uncle had gospel albums, bro, when I was a little kid. You know, I'm 5, 6 years old.
So your family was grounded and embedded in
absolutely.
God. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
religion, yeah.
So did you grow up Baptist, Pentecostal?
Baptist.
Baptist, okay.
Yeah,
It's
Baptist.
the South,
The South,
gonna be
yeah.
bad.
Baptist.
Growing up in the South, you're either Baptist or Pentecostal. You're either one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, that's
You got another
awesome.
question for you guys? You got another question?
Yeah, of course, of
Yeah.
course.
I know
So-
you got a plethora of questions,
Yeah, of
man.
course. So let's move forward to the '90s, man.
Okay.
What was the '90s like for you? Because did you see Hulu was talking about
Yeah.
dropping a documentary with the Freaknik?
Man,
Did
don't
you
get,
ever-
don't get,
Let me ask
don't
you a
get,
question. Did you participate in that?
Oh,
in the
man.
whole Freaknik movement?
Yes.
You might be in the
Yes.
documentary,
No,
man.
I will not be in the documentary. One thing I can honestly say. But yes, I've participated. That's another thing, man. Just a bunch of great festivals, and at that time, man, going to college, going to a HBCU was a big thing. Basically just black people uniting and having different function and festivities is just a huge thing.
Yeah.
Like I say, I have been to Freaknik before.
Yeah.
I've been to Daytona Black College.
Okay.
With Black
Yeah,
Black
Daytona.
College, Black College
Yeah, I remember
reunion or
that.
something like that.
Yeah, I remember that.
I've been there before. And anytime I was able to see Luke, I don't care where it was, bro. You know what I'm saying? If it's close enough and I can
Luke
get there.
Skywalker.
Luke Skywalker,
Yeah.
bro. If I could get there, I was
Yeah.
there.
You was there.
I was there, bro. I remember I drove down here in 2000. I know we talking about the 90s, but that's the last time I actually seen him perform live. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? It was Luke Freak Fest 2000. And we drove down, me and my partner drove down to participate and have a little bit of fun.
So the '90s was very
Yeah.
fun for you, huh?
90s was fun for me, man. But really, you know what, though? In the 90s, that's when a lot of the gunplay started, though.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause
That's when the gangster music really
gangster
came.
rap was huge.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It was expanding.
It was expanding like it was crazy how it caught on fire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but that's when you would see a lot of the gunplay and all that kind of stuff. It started to happen. You know what I mean? Like more frequently.
So what you think played a part of that? Like what made the 90s like violent? You know, just
Well, I think really drugs. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop, and I just think people's overall just, I guess, state of mind. You know what I mean? People became more violent. You know what I mean? And most definitely, like with everybody, hustling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Selling crack,
Yeah.
things of that nature.
You can
know what I'm
imagine
saying?
a lot of the kids that started being more violent too in the 90s, their parents was probably getting high on crack.
Yeah, a lot of
in the-
yeah.
in
That's
the
the
80s
crazy part.
so
Like
now-
a lot of my friends' parents, you know what I'm saying, that age group were the ones who were really hooked on the crack.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
of course,
You know
of
what I'm
course,
saying?
of
They was
course.
the ones who got really
So
hooked
now
on
what
the
you're
crack.
gonna have is you're gonna have a generation that didn't have the guidance of their parents to
You're right.
guide them properly. So
Right.
you're gonna get violent.
Yeah,
You're gonna get violent
because now you got to survive yourself. You
Gonna
know what
get
I'm saying?
violent,
So
yeah.
you're trying to rob somebody to
to survive. Yeah,
to survive or whatever, you know what I'm
survival of the
saying? Yeah.
fittest. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And then of course, you get the haters. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody who will just rob you just to be rob you. You know what I mean? It's all in every hood and in every city. People make a name for themselves.
Mhm.
You see so and so, you need to go the other way
Mm-hmm.
because they're gonna try to rob you.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Well,
Yeah, they're gonna try to rob you. You know what I mean? Like this one dude, man, he was known for robbing cats. I ain't gonna call no names, but he was looking for my youngest brother for the longest, just to say he robbed him. You know what I'm saying? But fortunately, that didn't happen.
okay.
You know what I mean? He had some other troubles and stuff, but the old boy didn't.
yeah, I already know.
and
Yeah.
stuff, you know what I'm saying?
People. You know how people get down, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Let me ask you a question, man.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And it's funny to me because I want to know, man, how did you go from having your left foot in the game, your right foot steered properly, to now you're in the IT world, man?
You know what, man? I'm gonna tell you what happened.
You go from balancing the scale to now you balancing, you in front of the computer. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, how did you make
Yeah.
that move, man?
Man, this is the truth, bro. This is no lie. I was working, right?
Yeah.
And doing kind of like some manual labor stuff, right?
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And just the managers or the people telling me what to do, right? I was like, man, I'm smarter than them, man.
Right.
Like, why am I even here? You know what I'm saying? And one morning I woke up and was like, I'm gonna go back to school. I'm gonna learn about computers.
Mhm.
Next day I made a phone call, and that's pretty much how it happened.
Why did you choose computers though? What made you go directly? to
Because I had a
computers?
love for it as a young kid. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? When I was like 12 years old, I asked my dad for a computer.
Yeah.
And he bought me a joint from Radio Shack.
Yeah.
You guys remember Radio Shack?
Yeah, of
remember
course.
you
Of
said
He
course.
bought me a Tandy computer from Radio Shack, man.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize it at the time, but in order to get anything to run on that computer, you had to actually code it. You had to actually type out the syntax. So as like a 12-year-old kid, I'm basically doing coding, but I didn't realize that. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's really where it came from. You know what I mean? And everything. So that's how it happened.
Wow, that's awesome. Because my first introduction to computers was IBM.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah,
IBM.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That was my introduction to computers.
IBM, that is true.
Right.
And they had them all over the schoolhouses.
All over the
too.
schoolhouses.
IBM, yeah, IBM was all
IBM.
over the school. And then shortly they started moving towards the old Apple with the
Apple,
color,
right. But
with
it
the
was still
rainbow.
foreign, though.
Yeah,
It was still foreign.
yeah, yeah.
Right, because I believe in our library, we only had like 3 of those.
Yeah,
computers.
3. Yeah, it was
Right,
3.
and it was limited. The use of it was limited.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was
man,
very limited.
If you got to use it, man, you was locked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you was locked up. So we really didn't get a chance to really play with the computer. So you was actually lucky, man. Your dad actually went and got you.
Yeah,
that.
but I went from like 12, 13 to not touching another computer again until I was
Oh.
like 28 years old.
Oh, okay, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's pretty much how that happened.
Right. So in college, did you major in anything dealing with computers?
Computer technology.
Computer technology.
Yes,
And you
sir.
mentioned you went to a HBCU.
Well, I tried to go to an HBCU.
Okay, got it.
That I don't think that counts.
Got
Right.
it, got it.
Actually, we're supposed to be playing ball or whatever, and again, just didn't made some bad decisions. But no, I actually went to ECPI University.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I woke up one day and gave him a call, and
Oh, you gave him a call.
yeah, I gave him a call. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I go over and talk to one of the what do they call them, like counselors or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Advisors.
Yeah.
I went over to talk to them. I was enrolled at school the next day.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh.
Man, you know me, K, man. I'm all about, I'm trying to put the two worlds together, man. Like, you've seen a lot in your 53 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you've been around. That's a lot of moons, brother. You know what I'm saying? You done seen a lot of full moons, a lot of quarter moons. You've seen a lot in your time, in your day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you sit back today, you living in today's world. What jumps out at you and you say, nah, this can't really be happening. I can't believe I'm witnessing this thing happening right here, right now.
Basically, how social media is poisoning not only the kids' minds but adult minds as well. And they make these algorithms to basically make you addicted, right? Just like crack. You know what I'm saying? You just need that little short hit. You know what I mean? Attention span is like that long.
It's funny you said that, man, because a partner of mine, we were actually having a discussion about social media.
Right.
And we were saying today, social media is actually the new crack.
Absolutely.
Right? Absolutely. So this is like we're reliving the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So now instead of you hitting the pipe, now you hitting likes, you scrolling, right? Because you can't stop. It's like the young man Jaden said, why would I listen to a song that's 5 minutes long when I can go to what's
TikTok.
the app you said? TikTok or whatever, and I can listen to 5 songs, 1 minute songs within that 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they're actually taking these kids and they're taking away their attention span.
And also
you know what I'm
thinking ability too.
well, you can't think because your attention span is gone.
It's too short.
You know?
Right. Right.
Right.
So to me that's crazy.
Take a kid today and take him to the library and tell him to find a book. And
Library.
Don't use the computer. You know what I'm saying? You know, back in the day we used to have the like the little card system when you go through.
Yeah, the card system at the
go
library.
through, find it, then you match it up on the shelf.
Kids
can't do that.
No,
man.
no, they can't do
You know
that.
what I'm saying? They can't look in an encyclopedia or
No,
dictionary and find anything, bro.
No,
you know what
no.
I'm saying? Because it's all right here in the hand.
Yeah.
I tell you what, you want to see somebody act the fool? Take their phone away. Take electronics away.
That's no difference than you taking a crackhead and you telling him you're going to rehab, man.
Exactly.
It's the same thing. You get the same reaction. It's the same reaction. They start shaking and acting a fool.
And to be honest, it's really affecting the kids today, man.
Of course it is.
It is. And all Florida universities, they banned TikTok.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Oh,
All the
really?
universities in the state of Florida and colleges banned TikTok, man.
Oh, wow.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I
so
heard it was
how-
banned in a different state.
They banned it.
I forgot what state, but I think Texas. Was it Texas that banned TikTok or something?
No, I think it's one of the Midwest.
Midwest
Yeah,
states was
yeah,
the
one
first
of them.
one.
One of them. Yeah, they banned it completely.
Right.
Yeah.
Completely. Yeah.
But how do you enforce that, though?
What do you mean? As far as,
How do you enforce banning TikTok?
Oh, I have no idea. That's a really
How do you
that's a
enforce
really
that?
good question. That's a really good question. That's a
I
really
know
good-
China, they banned it.
Oh, China don't play no
Yeah,
games,
they
man.
banned
They're
it.
all about education. You know what I'm saying? They're all about education. But you know what I'm saying? I just want to let y'all people know this is K right here, man. This is part 1 of part 2. You know what I'm saying? We just want to tell y'all to hang around. You know what I'm saying? We got another episode for y'all that's going to come with major game. K going to give y'all some more jewels, you know what I'm saying? Give you some more ideas how to deal with these kids, you know what I'm saying? It's all about love over here. We're just trying to elevate together and become better, right? So like me and Al always ask y'all to do, to like, share, comment, subscribe, man, and hit the like button, man. And listen, let me tell you something, man. It's free to show love, man. Stop
Right.
acting like that, man. We see you watching. You watching right now. Just hit the like button. Right, yeah?
Just take your finger and hit the like button.
And don't forget to
Doesn't
subscribe.
cost you a thing.
Yeah.
And subscribe.
You know what I'm saying? We love y'all, man. All right? Y'all have a good day.
Peace.
Yeah.
You cannot take my mind. You cannot take my heart. You cannot take my soul. You cannot take my goals. You cannot stop my time. You cannot stop my grind. What's mine will always be mine. I was born to be a fighter, left alone in the fire. Had no one to come and save me. Had to learn I have to save me. Mama always told